back up. There was this little guitar in the attic where I grew up. I found out it was a tipple, and the tipple is tuned the same as ukulele. So I was learning on this, I learned all these sort of these pop songs, and I was singing at picnics and stuff. But also I had been writing poetry. So then later on, years later, around the time I was graduating from Yale Art School, I thought, why not try to write a song? So I started writing. I wrote I think a 1-chord or 2-chord song. It was awful, and then I just started writing songs. And then the first year I wrote almost 30 songs. I wrote a lot of songs. Songs are a way to express feelings about things that you can put it in a nutshell. You can have this complicated thing, a sad experience, and you can put it in a song, and it's not like you're crying. And if it's like you're crying in public, there's something embarrassing about it, because it's like wrong. But if you do it right, it's something beautiful, and it transcends the event, even though like it expresses the event. And music can do that. One I always mention is Hoagie Carmichael. And another one would be Kurt Weill, like Three Penny Opera Kurt Weill. Kurt Weill is sort of like classical pop in a way. It's like classical music, but he uses, just like Eric Satie. I was really into Eric Satie. Eric Satie started writing songs that were based on cafe music and pop music, and that was unusual. And Kurt Weill did the same thing. Gives a kind of an edge to his classical music by having it have a kind of caustic barroom sound to classical music, or gives it a kind of edge. And then my friends were listening to the Beatles, and so I started listening to pop music again. So I guess all that had an influence. People always think I'm influenced by people who at that point were rather obscure. People call them psych folk artists, but I never heard any of that. When I started writing, I hadn't heard, and nobody had ever called it psych folk anyway. The new record is produced by Jerry DeSica. This album was a collection of material that I'd been done over, some of which was more recent, some of which was old, that we had been practicing. It's probably the songs which, some of the songs that we knew best, that we liked best.